Right, fellow YouTubers, this is my day of entertainment on Easter Sunday. I'm going to be doing the double bill of Warfare and Sinners. I can't wait. Stay tuned after this for my reviews. Right guys, so I'm out of seeing Warfare and wow, what a visceral, intense movie that was. First half an hour sets up the characters very quickly. You see the camaraderie between the soldiers, and then suddenly you're dropped into the absolute chaos and hell of war. It's predominantly set inside one building and they getting ambushed. It's just absolute chaos as RPGs go off around them, gunfire coming through the windows, grenades coming through the windows. It's absolutely a visceral, intense war film along the lines of Black Hawk Down and the beginning of Saving Private Ryan. So if you love them two films, you're gonna get a blast out of this. It's probably the most realistic representation of war. It just drops you right in with the soldiers. You feel like you're in amongst all the, explosions and what have you. So if you like films like Black Hawk Down, I thoroughly recommend this. At the end, I felt quite a bit of empathy towards the Iraqi family who was just left to, sweep up the debris and the dust. Just felt sorry for them at the end. It wasn't anything to do with them. They were just left, like high and dry by the Americans. But the Americans had to get out of there. It was absolutely intense stuff. I'll give Warfare probably a 9 out of 10. That's how great it was. I'd also like to mention the sound design, which is absolutely incredible. After all the gunfire and explosions have gone off, you're sort of in amongst the soldiers who are suffering with the shell shock of the RPG going off. All the sound is like dull and you feel like they've been shocked all the way to the bone. Similar to that moment on the beach with Tom Hanks in Saving Private Ryan, but this just embellishes on it even more. It goes on for much longer, and you witness what each soldier is going through. Like Will Poulter, he suffers with the shell shock probably more than anyone, but yeah, absolutely fantastic sound design as well. So next up is going to be Sinners in 10 minutes. Stay tuned. Right, I'm back home from seeing Ryan Coogler's Sinners. Did it live up to the hype? I would say not quite. I really enjoyed it. It was a tremendous amount of fun, but there were a few issues that I had, which I'll go into further down my review. If you think about like films like From Dusk Till Dawn or Tales from the Crypt's Demon Knight, well, you're in very similar territory to those two. There's a bit of a nod and a homage to John Carpenter's The Thing, the scene with the Petri dishes, the blood and the hot needle. There's a very similar scene in Sinners that gives a big nod to The Thing, which I quite enjoyed actually. Ludwig Göransson's film score and soundtrack, absolutely brilliant. Probably the best bit of the movie for me was the music. Absolutely loved the music, and there's loads of scenes of banjo playing, dancing and singing. Oh, absolutely spot on. Ryan Coogler nailed it with Göransson, choosing him to do the film score, and I'm sure he had a hand in the soundtrack as well. Absolutely phenomenal was the music. Yeah, Jack O'Connell, he plays the antagonist, Remick. He's almost unrecognisable. I didn't even recognise him until the credits were going up. I'm like, oh my God, that's Jack O'Connell. So yeah, he was fantastic, as was Michael B. Jordan playing um, the two twin brothers. Although they were saying they were cousins, but I'm pretty certain they were brothers. But like, yeah, he was great in it. Some great like supporting cast as well. You've got Delroy Lindo. He's the harmonica player. He's brilliant, and it's got an atmosphere of seductiveness. It's quite sexy. Yeah, it's got quite a seductive atmosphere about it all, and the cinematography, it's fantastic as well. Loved all the dark scenes, and when the spoiler alert, I don't know if a lot of you know this, but there's a spoiler here, and I'll give you a few seconds to turn the sound down. But yeah, this is a vampire film. I didn't know until recently that it was a vampire film because it's not massively obviously in the trailer. So the story sets out with the character building for the first hour. You've got the introduction of the twins, and they've come back from Chicago with a heap of money, and they buy an old sawmill to create a bar and have a big opening party on the first night of the weekend. And it goes on for about an hour, sort of introducing characters and relationships, and then suddenly, just out of nowhere, we get the introduction of the vampires. I'd have liked it if the vampires were gradually introduced, sort of in at least a little bit in the first act, but there's quite a distinct sort of two halves to the film. So you get this whole at least an hour of character building, and then you've got an hour and a half of them trying to survive against the vampires who've laid siege to the bar that they've set up. So yeah, I had a bit of an issue with that. There was a distinct two halves to the film, which didn't quite work for me. Also, I struggled to hear what they were saying a lot of the time. I don't know if it was the particular mics that they were using, or it was the accents. The banjo player, the young lad who plays the banjo player, I struggled to hear what he was saying quite a lot of the time due to his accent. But yeah, it was hard to pick out the dialogue from time to time, which sort of made it a bit frustrating. And yeah, I think you could have shaved maybe 10-15 minutes off the film to make it a bit of a tighter experience. But overall, I really enjoyed it. It was a great double bill of Warfare and Sinners. I'll probably give Sinners 4 out of 5 on my first watch, but I could see that going up. I might watch it with subtitles next time if I buy a copy. But yeah, overall, 2 great films on Easter Sunday that I watched. If you've seen either of these films, or you're looking forward to seeing these films, leave some comments in the comment box below. Give me a like, give me a subscribe. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. Enjoy the rest of your Easter bank holiday.